Good evening, everyone. This is my abuse training. For our agenda, I have my introduction, types of abuse, signs to watch for, how to report, and my summary. What is abuse? Abuse is one of the top leading traumas that happen in the United States. In 2020, there were 618,399 cases reported of child abuse. Many may hear of domestic violence. This is just a term used to describe abuse in a situation. Our first form of abuse is neglect. Neglect occurs when there is failure to care for the child's base needs or basic needs. We have physical, emotional, and educational neglectment. Physical, parents fail to provide the necessities such as clothing, food, protection, safety. Signs to watch for is malnutrition, the child is irritable and may need medical attention. Emotional neglect is refusal to provide child with physical or psychological help, is being abused by another person, family member, or they are being made fun of their abuse in public settings, permission to use drugs or alcohol at a young age. And then educational neglectment is permits chronic truancy, failure to ensure student attends school, and failure to accommodate students. The last one refers to as if the child has like IEPs, special needs for schooling, and they fail to not meet with the teacher or see through that their child is getting the proper education that they may need. Types of abuse. You have physical, emotional, and sexual. When a child shows signs of injury, welts, cuts, bruises, burns, or fractures are part of your physical abuse. There are other forms of physical, like if you look at a child and they're wearing long sleeves, they are very persistent on not making eye contact. The list goes on for physical abuse. Emotional. Patterns of behavior that can seriously interfere with a child's positive emotional development, have problems with attachment, or have difficulty with maladaptive issues towards self and others in adulthood. And then signs to watch for is terrorizing, refusal or nutrients, psychological problems, lack of mental or physical stimulation, involvement in drugs, criminal activity, or low self-esteem. And then there is sexual types of abuse. I pulled, if you see bold portions on this PowerPoint, those are pulled directly from the book. The employment, use of persuasion, inducement, enticement, or coercion of any child to engage in or assistant any other person to engage in any sexual explicit conduct or stimulation such conduct for the purpose of producing a visual depiction of such conduct, or the rape, and in case of caretaker or interfamilial relationships, statutory rape, molestation, prostitution, or other forms of sexual exploitation of children or incest with children. And I will continue on with sexual abuse because it's a big topic of abuse. And this just goes over the categories of sexual abuse, including the following. There's incest, pedophilia, exhibitionism, molestation, sexual intercourse, rape, sexual sadism, child pornography, child prostitution, and child trafficking. And next to them is give a brief description of each type, so that way we're able to discuss it and everybody can know or have a better understanding of what each one means. Signs to watch for all types of abuse: bruises, lack of eating, uncomfortable while sitting, depression, sadness, low self-esteem, students may act out, or educational regression. There's a lot more that can be added to this list. These are just the top ones that are big signs for everyone to watch for. And if there's any questions, we can go over each one and go more in depth so that people are able to understand what each of these means and how to look for them in students. My quotes that I pulled from each article is my YouTube article from watching it. the person in the video says she states that she is a better parent than mine were. And then in the article that I pulled this from is 35% of children have experienced more than one type of trauma, and that is by the CDC themselves. And then how to report. The national hotline for abuse is 800-799-7233. And then how to report. Ensure you have your documentation of the abuse. Report at your school, follow chain of command, report to police, and refer to employment handbook if needed, if you need to know what other steps need to be taken, and so forth. And then your local, state, and national links. We start with our national, then we go with our state, and then we go with our local links. If you click the links, it takes you to their websites that you can get more information, what you can report, what doesn't really count as reporting. They just have more information on abuse and how to report or what to report. Summary. As we all know, there's abuse happening every single day. We need to know the signs. We need to know how and who to report the abuse to as well. Thank you.